Hey there guys, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the preview for our game this Saturday, Arsenal playing host to Sunderland, in which we see the defence of our FA Cup begin. It's a game I'm really looking forward to for a whole plethora of reasons. The FA Cup is obviously a competition that is so vastly open to teams from the lower leagues, and anything can happen in the Cup, we all know that. But if we really put our heads down this season, then there's no reason whatsoever why we can't challenge for both the FA Cup and the Premier League, and we'll just take the Champions League in our stride, I think. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how we get on against Sam Allardyce's men on Saturday. I'm hoping we put in a serious performance. It's a competition that we should take seriously. And if we're going to lay down a marker as being one of the best clubs currently in English football, then doing the double would really make a name for ourselves. As well as that, if we're able to win the FA Cup 3 times on the bounce, that would speak volumes for itself. So this game is one that we have to take seriously. I want to see a very committed starting 11, but also I want to see 1 or 2 youth players come in. The 2 that I think I've got in mind are Alex Iwobi and Jeff Adelaide. I hope I said his name right, but he's the player that I want to come in. I think from now on we'll just call him Jeff, but Jeff is the player I want to see get some game time. He just had a fantastic appearance for the under-21s. I think he got 2 goals and an assist in that game. So for me, I'd like to see him start in place of Mesut Ozil in this game. So possibly drop Ozil to the bench, give Jeff a run through the middle. And I'd like to see Alex Iwobi get about 20-30 minutes in the match. I wouldn't be too keen on the idea of starting both of these players because it may leave us a little bit exposed. However, I would be more than happy to see both of them get some minutes either off the bench or from the starting whistle. So I do want to see some youth players come into the side, and those are the 2 that I think are closest to breaking through into the starting 11. As well as that, Mikel Arteta is back in training, so possibly we could see him get a bit of game time in this match. He recently played 45 minutes with the under-21s, the same match where Jeff had an outstanding performance. And as well as that, Serge Gnabry, Isaac Hayden have returned from their respected loans after they didn't quite work out. I doubt we'll see them get any game time in this match, but they are options that we've got there if we do need to be called upon them. As well as that, Sam Allardyce's men, they don't take the FA Cup all that seriously. I'm not completely ruling out Sunderland from this match by no means whatsoever. I thought they really took the game to us not too many weeks ago when they put in a really decent shift when we beat them 3-1. They could be scratching their heads as to why they didn't get something from that game. But given the position Sunderland are in, they're going to be focusing on solely the Premier League. And we know that with Sam Allardyce, when he's trying to get out of a dogfight in a relegation battle, he normally does tend to disregard the FA Cup. We saw a couple of seasons ago when West Ham weren't in the position that they are now, and he just didn't take the FA Cup too seriously away from home at Notts Forest. And I think they crashed out of it about 3-4, 5-0 or something, some ridiculous scoreline, and he just fielded a bunch of kids. I wouldn't really expect him to do the same with this current Sunderland side because it's an exciting Sunderland team. There's no doubts about that. Even given the position that they are, they have got some exciting players within their ranks, like Jan and Veer. Duncan Watmore, he's a player that I thought was really talented when they came to the Emirates. So they've got a decent side, and I honestly think Sunderland will get out of the position that they're currently in. Sam Allardyce is really good at getting teams out of the relegation zone. So like I say, I don't think they'll be taking this game with all the importance that I think we should. But it's not going to be an easy game in any means, so we should be fielding a very strong 11 for this game. And one player that I'm not too sure whether he'll feature in this game or not is Mathieu Debuchy, who seems to be set to leave Arsenal on a loan to a club such as West Bromwich Albion, which will be probably the best move for him. But in a game like this where I think we really need to give Hector Bellerin a rest, he will be missed in my opinion. So maybe we'll be starting Callum Chambers in that right-back position. But I don't think that's going to do his development too good because I thought he played really well in that defensive midfield role against Bournemouth, and I'd like to see him play there in this game against Sunderland. So I'm going to be a bit disappointed if we do see Debuchy not start this game in a way, but on the other hand, probably a loan move is the right option for him at this moment in time. If he is available, then no doubts I'd put him in his starting 11, give Bellerin a rest, and then play Chambers in that holding midfield role. So if Debuchy is available, this would be my team in full. It would be David Ospina in goal, Mathieu Debuchy, Laurent Koscielny, Gabriel, Kieran Gibbs, Callum Chambers, Aaron Ramsey, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jeff Adelaide, Joel Campbell and Olivier Giroud up top. Now that's a team that's perfectly capable of beating Sunderland in my opinion, and as well as that's a very exciting side with a mixture of youth and experience in the ranks as well. I'd like to see that Gabriel and Koscielny partnership bond that little bit more. We haven't seen a lot of that in recent weeks, so that's something I want to see tried and tested in this game. If Debuchy is available, then big bonus for us, he should fill in that right back position. Callum Chambers, I want to see him fill in that central defensive midfielder. I'll see how he gets on in a game of high intensity, and all round it should be a very exciting performance and a game that I'm very much looking forward to. You may be wondering why I've included Oxlade-Chamberlain in the starting 11, given that he didn't have the best of performances against Newcastle the other weekend, and the reason is that I believe he's a player that relies so heavily on confidence. I've said it before, I'll say it again. He really does need the manager's backing behind him if we're going to see the best of him. If he doesn't perform in this game, then we may have to look to see what we can do with Chamberlain, because he had so much potential going into the season. He started the season really well. If we can't get the best out of him at this point, maybe it would be a preferable option to give him a loan away from the club, but then that does leave us in a bit of a precarious position in terms of squad depth. He's a class player in my opinion. I just want to see him get the best out of himself. He's a really, really talented player, and he did say himself that if he's got enough game time behind him, then we should see a little bit more from him. So I'd start him in this game, see what he's capable of. Joel Campbell on the left-hand side, he's been quality for us recently. I'd like to see him start the game. Andrew up top, he should be perfectly capable of starting the match in my opinion. If not, maybe see Theo Walcott in that centre-forward position once more. But we've got a lot of alternatives, a lot of options within the squad, albeit our team is absolutely down to the bare bones. I mean, we can still field an alternative starting 11, which is good to see, and it shows that we've got a very strong team. Anyway, my score prediction for this game would probably be a 2-0 win to the Arsenal. Get your score predictions in the comments box below, as well as getting your team lineups in there as well. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV if you're new to the channel. Please do drop a like in this video if you have enjoyed, and as always, I'll be speaking to you very soon.
It's to win the league. They don't have two heads. It's 11 against 11. It's 22 full squad players against 22. Definitely we can win it. It's men against